Hey guys, it's Mason with Krav Maga Raleigh. Today we're going to talk about shadow boxing and ways that we can improve our shadow boxing while also incorporating some of our self-defense techniques to help with our movement and our changing of direction, and also just keeping those involved even if we don't have another partner with us. Okay, so for shadow boxing, first thing you want to do is get into a solid fighting stance. So one leg is forward, one leg is back, heel is off the ground, and your hands are about 8 to 10 inches in front of your face, okay? Now, when you're shadow boxing, you're moving around in this fighting stance and you're throwing strikes, boom, 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 okay? But when we're shadow boxing, right, we've got to keep in mind that we are practicing for being in a fight, okay? Meaning, if we're moving around and just throwing strikes and stopping and boom here, and there's nothing happening in our brain, and we're not envisioning being in the middle of a fight, we're not really doing anything for ourselves, okay? So when you're shadow boxing, use your inside defenses, use your 360 defenses, use your head movements, use slipping, bobbing, and weaving, okay? And utilize that stuff as if you're in the middle of a fight or you're sparring somebody, okay? And don't forget, you've got your lower body strikes, boom, that you can throw too, okay? Now, when we're talking about shadow boxing and we're talking about being in a fight, right? It's very common for people to just turn and change directions and start throwing strikes in a different way, right? When we change directions, we want to be fluid with our movement, right? So when we're talking about changing directions, we want to protect ourselves while also striking as soon as possible. So when we move, we're going to move based off of strikes. So we may throw elbows and hammer fists in order to change directions, okay? If you know back kicks, boom, you can throw a back kick to change a direction. You can throw side kicks if you want, right? Use your striking to help change where you're facing, okay? When we're talking about our self-defense techniques, we can also use those to help us change direction, right? So if I'm facing you guys and I'm throwing strikes here, boom, I'm using my head movement, inside defenses. If I want to change and face this way, I can just use choke from the side as a way to transition into facing the back of the room. Boom, 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 and now I'm back in the fight here. I can use choke from behind in order to change directions as well, right? If I'm facing here, boom, 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 and now I'm facing the other side of the room, okay? So use your self-defense techniques to change the direction that you're facing when you're shadow boxing. That way you stay fresh on those level 1, 2, and 3 techniques if you're in any of those levels, but also it just makes everything much more fluid and it looks pretty cool too. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys on the mats.